Alright guys, Mountainman BCB Bushcraft here. I kind of wanted to make a video talking about knives. I was just sitting here looking at my little wall with all my knives hanging up, and I thought I'd get out some of my favorites and show you. So, actually I forgot one. I got a neck knife that I just made, and I think it's pretty cool. Stick that over there. So anyway, I'm just going to go over these, and I would see if you guys would do a video response or something with your favorite knives, your first knives, your oldest knife, whatever. So anyway, we'll get started. My favorite multi-tool is my Leatherman Wave, just because it's got best function. I use it the most. It can take a good beating. Now, my favorite tactical multi-tool, I guess I'll throw that in here, is the Gerber Multiplier 600. This is the original first run model, so it's got a few quirks in it, and it doesn't have any of the stamping the new ones do. I think these are different on this one. It's got some different tools and stuff inside, but you know, they don't sell these anymore, so it's kind of irrelevant. A couple of these knives here you can't buy anymore, or because I made them. Anyway, this one right here is my favorite, I guess, higher end knife. The highest knife I have right now, the highest priced one, is this one. I think I paid $80-some for it. I had a seal, but I got rid of it in the trade. Yeah, anyway, this is my K-bar that I kind of modified. And this sheath that's been modified. So, that's my favorite big knife. Actually, it is my biggest knife. Yeah. I want to get a Bowie, but I don't have the money. This is my first knife. This is a Schrade Old Timer. I have no idea what the model is. This is the first knife I ever got when I was like 5 years old. I don't even remember. Yeah, it's been good to me ever since I got it. I used it pretty much throughout my Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts exclusively, until I got into the higher ranks of Boy Scouts, and then I kind of got obsessed with knives. This is my oldest knife that I've had on a trade. It's the Helly Boy Scout. They don't make it no more. The original sheath is pretty much beat up, so it's in this one now. And it actually, I designed it to store upside down on your belt, so there'd be a secondary fixed blade, so you just reach underneath your shirt and pull it out like that. Beautiful handle, really. It's been stained and it's dirty, and it's been repainted. Scanny ground, mirror polish, or finish, whatever you call it. My favorite knife, or my fixed blade, I guess, favorite fixed blade that was less than $30 is the Gerber Freeman. It looks kind of like a Becker now that I'm looking at it like this. I was just looking at some of the cheap knives to make a video on when I was at Sportsman's Warehouse the other day, and I handled this one for a little bit and I liked it, so I bought one. It also comes with a wooden handle instead of this black stuff. I think they call this tack hide, if I'm not mistaken. It feels right in your hand when you're holding on to it. It's got a good edge. It throws wicked sparks, which I can't do because I'm inside. Then the sheath that came with, I've got attached to a kind of tactical rig here. But to put up my belt, I made this one. It's got one of those little California, Chicago screw setup deal things. I forget what they're exactly called. To increase, decrease retention, snap straps. I dyed this with oil and this with actual leather dye. This was a sheath that was meant for left-handed carry, but I didn't really like it because I'm not left-handed. So I cut the strap off, which is why it's got these holes here. There's a belt loop, and made it for this as a scout style. The newest addition to my collection here is this little neck knife I made. This sheath was kind of done in a rush job because I wanted to use it, and I didn't have a sheath for it, and the heat gun is out of order right now, so I couldn't do any Kydex work. So I'll talk about this for a little bit. It's got a stainless pin in there, brass tube back here, end grain walnut handles, and it's got this like pitting in here. That is from, it was an edger blade. I used an edger blade to make this, and I was getting all the rust and whatnot off of it, and I started getting down. I thought, hey, that looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna leave that like that. So it ended up like this. Just had like this little black texture on there, those pits. I thought it looked cool. I scanny ground it on my work sharp. This thing, it shaves. It's amazing, considering it's an edger blade. Kind of see how I got the handle extra fat to fit my hands better. It's gonna get a lanyard sometime here, and it's got jimping on it. Now, the way I did this, I used an angle grinder to cut the knife out, and then I did the finish grinding on the actual metal part with the bench grinder and a Dremel. Then I used a V-file to do this, and it is a bit scratched up here because it got kind of like bounced around when I was working on something else, and it just kind of ended up getting all scratched at the bottom up here. It was really shiny. And yeah, and then I just pinned the handles on there and sanded those down. Started out, I cut off the excess with a bandsaw, then I did a little bit of work on a belt sander, and then I finished the rest off with a palm sander, and I polished it by hand with stuff I use for turning. Sometime down the road I'd like to get an actual, like a sanding belt for the bandsaw. It works kind of like a belt grinder, because I'm broke and I can't really afford a belt grinder. Anyway, I really like this as a neck knife. You know, it's like the perfect size, and the way this is all shaped down here, you got good coverage on your hand. You're not gonna slip on the blade for the tasks you're gonna be doing this with. No, it's not perfect, but I like it a lot. And the sheath, it's got Kydex eyelets in it, and some paracord just tied in knots on the back for decoration on the front, and the little neck loop. This was a rush job. It doesn't hold the knife too well. It really easily comes out, but it holds it in there if you're shaking it. And if you go too hard on it, it just falls out. But if it's upside down, it stays in, but I carry it like this. When I got the heat gun up again, I've got a Kydex thing already made for it. Here, I'll go grab that. Hold on a second. I'm going to use this sheath right here for that one. It's got another neck knife in it right now. But this is actually aluminum. They told me it was steel when I got it, the steel blank stuff for it. I started grinding it out, and you know, I was thinking this is awfully soft, and when I sharpened it, it just would not take an edge. So I just kind of beat on it for a little while because it was aluminum. And I tasted it, and it tasted like aluminum. So I just kind of threw it back in the closet. This was a pretty decent knife too. It's back in the frame. I think I'm going to pop the handles off and use it as a template for future knife making. Yeah, anyway, this is what that one was supposed to look like. I think this one's a lot prettier. But yeah, it's going to fit in here just like that, and it'll have good retention and everything. So anyway, guys, that's it. I'm not going to tag anybody. Just if you see this video, please take 5 minutes out of your day and create a response to it. Yeah, I just kind of like hearing about other people's knives, old stuff they have and whatnot. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back in another vid soon, because I forgot to mention this. One of the reasons I did this video was to kind of show you some older knives that you can't really buy that exact model, that knife anymore. But they're actually pretty good deals, sturdy builds that you should buy if you see them for sale somewhere. especially the Heli Boy Scout. It's great for obviously Boy Scouts, but you know, if you got a grandson or a son or somebody, it'd be a great first knife, especially a first fixed blade for them. This is your original sheath, except for the stitching here has been redone because the original was worn out. Yeah, it's got that little, I guess he's a scout, maybe a scoutmaster on the front. And then the Gerber Multiplier 600 here. It's just kind of an all-around good multi-tool. I don't know, I liked it. It's been a good knife. It's gotten a lot of use, a lot of beating. I think it's actually next to the Wave. It's obviously much better steel. It's the best multi-tool that holds the edge on the main fine blade for the longest. And probably the easiest to sharpen. So, now we're really done. Like I said before, if you guys wouldn't mind making a video reply, it'd be pretty cool. So thanks for watching.